Hello and good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about a different film. It's not, I wouldn't necessarily call it a B movie. It's well made, well shot. It's a film from 2022 from Norway. It's called Good Boy. I thought the concept was interesting. That's why I sought it out. If you like my review, you can stream. If it sounds like something you'd like to watch, you can find it on those free streaming platforms with ads, but still, it's a good watch. The movie's only 1 hour and 16 minutes, so it's a short film, but it packs a punch. It's a thriller. All right, the movie's called Good Boy from 2022. Um, the main character is this multi-millionaire man in, I would say, his early 30s named Christian. Now, he lives alone in this really nice big house, but he doesn't have a girlfriend, but he does have a pet dog, and I'll be talking about that more in a little bit. Now, he goes on a dating app to meet a woman, to go on a date with, have a find a relationship, find love. You know what we all do. Sometimes most of us just go to hook up for a quick hookup, but anything's possible. So he has a pet, he has a pet dog. They say that man's best friend is a dog. So a dog is a good pet. Now here's the interesting thing concept of the movie. His pet dog is a man dressed as a dog. And the subject of this film, well, part of it, because it's a thriller, is pet play. Does anyone out there know what pet play means? I didn't know because I used to watch those shows that they aired on Discovery Channel a long time ago, I think, or called My Strange Addiction. It's a strange thing, of course, but who am I to judge what people do in their private lives and if they're not hurting anyone? Definitely strange. But I did some research and I'll tell you about it. In case you don't know what puppy play is. Sorry, I think I botched the whole thing. Not pet play. It's called puppy play. Are you ready? Okay. Please be patient with me. Hold on. Puppy play or pup play is a form of human role playing, often with BDSM or kink communities, where individuals act as puppies and handlers. So it's a cooperation between the person acting as a dog and their handler, engaging in canine-like behaviors for fun, relaxation, or exploring power dynamics, involving gear like hoods, paws, and physical activities like running, fetching, or cuddling, sometimes with romantic sexual elements, but often focusing on stress relief, play, or self expression. I'm sorry, still battling this cold. So, Christian, the millionaire, lives with his pet dog, Frank. Frank and Christian participate in puppy play. But it's not going to be all innocent because this movie is a thriller. If you think this is something you'd like to watch, let me know. Now, eventually, Christian meets through the dating app a girl named Sigrid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And they meet up after only talking for maybe 2 days. She is very impulsive. She's a fun, lively character, social, funny, a beautiful woman. They meet up at kind of like a bar, but it's an open space, so it's not darkened, but it seems like a nice place. And she gets there a little bit late, but he's about to leave because it looks like he's a little bit annoyed that she's late. But he's politeful and respectful, and he says, "Don't worry about it. You're here now. Let's make the best of it." They engage in conversation. They get along well. She's a college student studying psychology, and she also works as a cashier somewhere. He doesn't do anything. Now, at this moment, he doesn't tell her that he's a multimillionaire, but she will find out later through two different events. The first one being they get along so well that he invites her over to his apartment, to his house. It's more like a mansion. She says yes. She gets there, she's wowed at how big the place is. The thing is, his parents were multimillionaires. They passed away and they left the inheritance for him. So he has a lot of money. But I would imagine he's lonely, so the only friend he has is his pet dog, Frank, which is a human being acting like a dog. Now he says to Sigrid, "I live alone, but I have a dog." She's like, "Oh, cool." He says, "Maybe you'll meet him." They She spends the night. They engage in relations. She wakes up the next morning and she sees Frank, the dog man, looking at her. He has dressed in a dog costume with a mask where you can't see his face. His face is inside the mask, and the mouth of the dog is here. So you don't really see his eyes or anything. You don't see the face of the person. It's a dog. It's like a gray dog. And he's on his hands and knees, looking at her in bed in the morning after they just had relations. And she gets freaked out. She bolts and she immediately says, "Oh, I have something to do in the morning," and she leaves. She asks him for a ride because he took her to his house. He's polite enough. He takes her to the house. She tells her roommate, 'cause she's a college student, "Oh, everything went no." She has the kind of like a sour expression on her face. Her roommate says, "What happened? Did the date go bad?" She says, "Was it that bad?" She says, "No, actually, the date was well. He was a nice guy. He has a nice house. We got along. He was polite and respectful. I spent the night at his house." She says, "Oh, well, what was wrong?" "He has a dog, but it's not a real dog. It's a man dressed in a dog costume." She's like, "Oh, well." She goes, "Well, is he cute? Let me see a picture of him. Do you have a picture of him on your phone?" Not the dog, Frank. The guy, Christian, the millionaire. She says, "Yes, I do." She showed it to him. She said, "Are you kidding me? Supposedly, this guy's famous." She says, "He's a multi-millionaire. If you marry him, you won't have to work." You won't have to work a day of your life. You could be a housewife and stay home and take care of the kids. She said she encourages her to go on a second date because she's hesitant. She says, look, it's called puppy play. They watched some YouTube videos on puppy play, and she is still a little bit unsure, but finally she says, okay. They go on a second date. They sleep together again. And then this time she says she's curious, she wants to know more about Frank, the dog. So Frank comes, he gets on her lap, he says, pet him, pet him. She pets his head. It's okay, it's okay. In one of the conversations before this scene, she says, oh, is Frank, she says something along the lines of, is he, why does he like to dress like a dog? He says, he doesn't like to dress as a dog. He is a dog. So this is a step further than role playing in this puppy play movie. He identifies as a dog. I'll let you think about that for a moment. So remember, this movie is a thriller. So the first 45 minutes is setting up this relationship between Christian, Sigrid, the his girlfriend now, and the dog Frank. So he Christian wants to move the relationship a little bit further. So he says, let's go on a cabin trip. She says, why not? He says, well, it'll just be me, you, and Frank. All right. She tells her roommate about it. She says, don't worry about it. It's innocent. It's just a man dressed as a dog. She gets more comfortable with Frank as the days go by. She pets him. She lets him get on her lap and go, because that's what Frank does. He never talks. He eats from a bowl on the floor. That Christian prepares his food, puts the bowl on the floor. He's always on his knees and hands. You never see his face because the mask is like this. So his eyes would be here looking through the mouth of the mask, but you don't see his eyes because the mask covers it. So he eats from a bowl on the floor. There's even a scene where you see no nudity, but you see a bathtub and you see the dog costume on the floor, and it's implied that Christian is giving Frank a bath, cleaning the puppy, giving the puppy a bath. How sweet. Okay? So, anyway, she gets comfortable more with Frank. He gets on her. Good boy, good boy. He likes it. He likes it. He likes being a good boy. He likes you. Frank gets a little bit excited and Christian gets mad. He says, Frank, that's it. Get it off of her. You did too much. Get off. Frank doesn't want to get off. Get off. Finally he does. Says, you've been a bad boy. He puts Frank in a dog cage. Another day before, this is before, all happens before they go on the cabin excursion trip. A cabin he owns in the woods. The last thing that happens before is they're in bed again. And he says, someone wants to apologize to you. And then Frank comes on his hands and knees. And she pets him. It's okay, it's okay. Christian says, he just got excited to see you. So, are we ready for this trip? He says, yeah. So they pack up their a couple of things. They get in his car. Remember, it's Christian, Sigrid, and Frank. Frank gets in the passenger. No, Frank gets in the trunk like any dog would, and they go to the cabin. Now this is when the hits the fan. I won't tell you the surprise twist of the movie. I won't say anything at all about it. Let me just tell you, I don't think anyone sees it coming. Remember, this movie is a thriller slash horror, a great twist. One of the sad things in life is when you find out the surprise twist of a movie and it's ruined, and then you can't enjoy the movie anymore. Or you watch it and the twist is gone. But I went in blind. And when I saw what happened, I went, oh my God, this is crazy. Now, the movie is short, so you could watch it. It's only a minute and, sorry, an hour and 16 minutes. You could find it easily on these free streaming platforms. And, well, let me give my coffin count. I give it three coffins because it's a good movie. A good movie. My favorite part of it was the surprise twist. Things get crazy, things get intense. I would say I can't really say why I didn't give it maybe four coffins or more. Maybe if I watch it again. But like I said in my short, I'm kind of strict with my ratings. I rate everything on how entertained I am. And in this movie, I was three coffins worth of entertainment. I usually don't like newer movies. This movie is from 2022, but I highly recommend you watch it. If you're curious at all about Christian and his dog Frank and his girlfriend Sigrid and what happens to them in the cabin, check it out. BC saying goodbye, signing off. I hope everyone had a happy new year. I wish you the best, abundant blessings and love from myself and for you and all your families. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.